Hello and welcome to Chesapeake Weekly. Juneteenth is celebrated every June 19th, and for the second year, it's an official state holiday in Virginia. So with that means some city schedule changes coming up. All city offices, courts, community centers, and the Chesapeake Visitor Center will be closed on Friday, June 18th. All libraries will be closed on Friday, June 18th and Saturday, June 19th. There will be no changes to trash or recycling collections, but there are some slight changes to SIPSA drop-off services at the Greenbrier transfer station. So Saturday hours on June 19th will only be from noon to 4 for Chesapeake residents, and the normally scheduled household hazardous waste drop-off is rescheduled to June 26th for this month only. Learn more about all that at SIPSA.com. Well, if the pandemic caused you to fall behind on your mortgage or utility bill, there is still help available. Chesapeake continues to offer mortgage and utility assistance through the COVID-19 Emergency Housing Assistance Program. To find out if you qualify and to apply, visit dhcd.virginia.gov/RRP or call 211 for rental assistance. And for mortgage or utility assistance, contact Crystal Fuller in Human Services at kfuller@cityofchesapeake.net. If you or someone you know is experiencing a housing crisis, please reach out to the Regional Housing Crisis Hotline, 587-4202. Well, the pandemic also brought challenges to our children, and one Chesapeake resident used her expertise in child therapy to write a children's book explaining the pandemic in a way that kids could understand. Suzanne Davis is the author of When Rona Visited My Town, and she was recently on an episode of Peak Life hosted by Library Director Amanda Jackson.
Rona took over my city and the world without anyone's permission. And now everyone is in time out. How rude, Rona. I want to be able to empower and inspire children to help them to understand, yes, that even though that there might be, fears and worries, but they do have control over those fears and worries. I was inspired to write When Rona Visited My Town as a means to help children process what's happened with COVID-19. And so I wanted something that encouraged and empowered children and also families too, rather than bringing a sense of fear. And so I just sat down one day and it was pretty much inspired and flowed through, and it happened within 2 hours. I decided to take a stand against Rona by making choices that I can control, such as not letting fear take over my mind and emotions. Reading books is a great way to help children to process some of the things that they may not understand, and it gives them words to be able to help them to be able to process these things, which makes it very important because knowledge is very powerful and reading is powerful too.
You can find your own copy of When Rona Visited My Town at any of these locations, and of course you can borrow it from the Chesapeake Public Library. Now you can also see the rest of that interview with author Suzanne Davis at youtube.com/Chesapeake Television. Now, while we're talking libraries, we know there's so much more than books. And right now, the Cuffey Outreach and Innovation Library is also an art gallery. Take a look.
So when our director, Amanda Jackson, decided to revamp the Clarence Cuffey Library and turn it into the Clarence Cuffey Outreach and Innovation Library, one of the aspects that she really wanted to highlight was culture and arts in the community here. So we opened up a massive gallery space throughout the second floor, and we now have our first exhibition, which is called Graphic Details, The Art of Willie Cordy Jr. He's a local graphic novelist and artist who teaches in Virginia Beach. He's worked with everybody from Bobby Brown to the 1996 Olympics to TLC and Major League Baseball. And the next exhibition we'll open on August 1st with Poetry Jackson. She's another local artist, and exhibitions here will change out every 6 to 8 weeks. People are surprised to kind of find this in the South Norfolk area, and that was another thing we really wanted to do, was to make this sort of a destination for residents of the city. Also, we're really making it one of our priorities to highlight artists of color and kind of underrepresented or invisible groups. So our first 3 exhibitions will actually be artists of color. Camila Ruiz is going to be here during Latinx History Month from mid-September to mid-October. So that's really the focus, is that we want to give a place for all the residents and demographics of Hampton Roads to have a voice.
You can visit Cuffey to see the artwork anytime the library is open. So if you've never been to the Cuffey Outreach and Innovation Library, now is a great time. It's located at 2726 Border Road. The Public Works Department is hosting a virtual meeting to share information on the Etheridge Manor Boulevard sidewalk installation project. So this project will provide a safe and pedestrian-friendly connection between the Hanbury Shopping Center, Hillwell Road, and the surrounding Etheridge Manor Boulevard neighborhoods. You can see all of the project plans and information at bit.ly/EtheridgeSW, and be sure to provide all of your feedback no later than June 20th. Well, the Tokyo Olympics might finally happen next month, but these aren't the only Olympic Games happening this summer. Special Olympics Virginia is holding their summer games in Richmond this year, but a very special torch run started right here in Chesapeake. 56 Chesapeake Sheriff's Office deputies ran 4 miles from City Park to City Hall to raise money for Special Olympics Virginia and to raise awareness of community-based sports programs for individuals with intellectual disabilities. So each deputy had to raise money in order to participate in the run. In total, they raised $4,800. Now, the torch you see in some of these clips is the Flame of Hope, and it will be used to light the fire at the opening ceremony of the Summer Games in Richmond. To close out our show, we have a preview of what's happening in Chesapeake this week, courtesy of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. So we'll end with that, but thank you all so much for watching. Stay healthy, and we'll see you again next week.
According to the CDC, more than 400 people die every year from unintentional carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide has often been referred to as a silent killer because it's an odorless and colorless gas that usually goes undetected. This invisible killer is produced by burning fuel in vehicles, small engines, fireplaces, furnaces, and portable generators. When carbon monoxide builds up in enclosed spaces, people or animals who breathe it can be poisoned. Winter can be a prime time for carbon monoxide poisoning because people are using heating systems and warming cold vehicles in a closed garage. However, warmer months can also be a threat for carbon monoxide, typically with grills, stoves, and other gas household appliances. We recommend you install a battery-operated or battery backup carbon monoxide detector in the hallway near all sleeping areas. Please also consider these additional safety tips. Have your chimney checked and cleaned every year, and make sure your fireplace damper is open before lighting a fire and well after the fire is extinguished. Never use a gas oven to heat your home. Never use a generator inside your home, basement, or garage, or less than 20 feet from a window, door, or vent. Fatal levels of carbon monoxide can be produced in just minutes, even if a door and window are open. Never run a car in a garage that is attached to your house, even with the garage door open. Always open the door to a detached garage and let fresh air in. Until next time, please remember to be safe and that working smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors save lives. Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Steve Bradley.